Hey guys, what's up? Um, it's just every single day that dude is on the news doing something, most of which I do agree with, but a lot of which you can see is not really helping. He's causing drama with other countries. He's building up a kind of resentment towards the United States, which will kick off the end times. You know, the 10 horns of Revelation are going to invade the daughter of Babylon at the end of Revelation. And so this is all set up, it's all planned. He calls it a golden age of America. That's once again, it's a facade. And all this stuff is going to bite us in the butt. Yes, I love the First Amendment. Yes, I love borders. Yes, I love gun rights. But that's all that's all trickery in order to make you agree with everything else he says. You know, he'll create more jobs, but then he wants like $500 billion for nuclear reactors to have AI energy, to give energy and power to AI. And AI is not going to help our jobs at all. They'll say, oh, well, we'll still need customer service jobs. Will we? They have McDonald's run completely by robots. They'll have call centers completely with robots who interact like you and I do. It's just a matter of time, and all the jobs. And sorry, this is Joe Biden. I don't know if this is fake news or not, but it's Joe Biden becoming a Freemason like right after he left office. Some people say it's real, but I don't know. I think they're all connected anyway. I just think it's weird that they did that as well. That's just me, you know. Speaking of AI, I do AI art. Like, I need escapism, and I like to create weird visuals. Like, so you can even do pixel art Blade Runner, pixel art Mad Max, pixel art The Matrix. But my difference is that I'm using the programs, not benefiting from them financially or in school. Some of these kids are writing their damn papers using ChatGPT, and that's cheating, and the teachers have to, like, figure out if it's an AI bot who wrote their paper or if it was actually them. So that's all controversial. But as far as AI art, if I'm not making a dime off of it, if I'm not asking you to pay me for my prompts like most people do, then it's cool with me. I'm cool with it. Yeah, it's fun. Type whatever style you want and then whatever theme, and then there you go. You know, my channel's more mental gymnastics as well as spiritual. Here's a question I struggle with every day. Is it evil to believe that the Illuminati is in charge, or is God in charge of the Illuminati? You know, God declared God declared the end times right now. So they're just fulfilling that evil energy that God allows. You know, 2 Thessalonians 2:11. For this cause, I'll send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie, and that they'll be damned who had pleasure in the lie. Okay? Us who are waking up from the lie and don't have pleasure in this deceptive world are not falling for it. 2 Thessalonians 2:11 is literally saying God sends a conspiracy, and if you believed it, if you actually, you failed, and you'll have to stay for the New World Order. And of course, this is a good question. What's it like to die during a dream? Like you're just wandering, you know, a park or something in the dream, and then you're dead all of a sudden, then you just go to heaven. I mean, I don't know. I just ask trippy stuff, because no one else does it. Alcohol suppresses consciousness, cannabis enhances it. Okay, that's why mankind outlawed psychedelics and created alcohol. God didn't create alcohol. And there's an argument saying that the wine back in the Jewish days was not alcohol. It was fermented differently. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is Moon in Capricorn, he says, I was always dreaming about very powerful people, dictators. I can't say dictators like Arnold and things like that. I was just always impressed by people who could be remembered for hundreds of years, or even like Jesus being for thousands of years to be remembered. His moon in Capricorn. I'm going to have a whole video. My next video is going to be all about Capricorns. It's going to be how they're either rock stars who want worldly gain, serial killers because they're specifically cold, or just plain corny and annoying, and they have all these little niches that they feel they always have to do. Whereas real people are real. We change our hair, we change our look because we're normal. Some people like always do something because that's what they're known for. Like, you know, Thomas Wolfe wearing his white suit and white hat all the time. it just gets corny. But anyway, we'll go into that later, but that's one small example. Something I asked, what if Satan was the ultimate evil and did lie to his followers and the 33 Masons, saying that they would rule hell, thereby making Satan deceive even his own cults? And that's the mystery, even for them. Illuminati are told, yeah, he'll give you power and worldly fame. Well, he did do that. But the question is, what is he going to do when you die? Are you better to reign in hell than serve in heaven? Wrong. You're going to serve in hell, and I'll reign in heaven, hopefully. Not reign like take over, but everyone is given their own little mansion or whatever. It'll be like a DMT trip. But only the positive things, not the reptilians. I always thought the film The Shining was about Satan, and Lucifer is known as the Shining, the bearer of light. So I thought The Shining, the title itself could signify Satan. And of course, I'm taking over Jack. And Jack is another name for Satan. And it's weird right here. The ancients viewed the planet Venus, let's see, as, I'm just trying to make it smaller here so I can read it. Yeah, ancients viewed the planet Venus as masculine in the morning, as Lucifer, but then feminine at night, like the Venus goddess is feminine. But similar to the transgender Baphomet, it goes back and forth between genders. So I just thought that was interesting to point out, just on my end. And it's my birthday, so I did like a birthday dump of things like February 10th. Our mind bounces from idea to idea and thought to thought without following any system of logical progression. So I apologize. This is me roasting myself. That's what astrology is. It roasts yourself. Aquarius all the time, oh, they're geniuses, oh, they know all this stuff and they're ahead of their time. But if you keep reading, it says you're a know-it-all, you're too cold, you're impersonal. Even though you have a love for humanity, it's hard to have a love for man. So that's one of my things I'm working on. And of course, my real dad, who I never really knew at all whatsoever, he is born the same day as me, February 10th. So I always had this kind of daddy complex. But I had a great stepdad who I grew up with. I always had a strong male figure, which is why I'm not a hoodlum. It's known as a complex personality, brutally frank, I'm the day of acclaim, so I'm always like, oh, go read Nietzsche. Oh, go read Emerson. Oh, check this guy. I want to give these people acclaim for what they did and what our current day modern pop culture just doesn't care about. We're looking at the news. I'm trying to read, Emerson's essays. So I'm basically take it or leave it, Yeah, that's very true about me. You can read the rest. A lot of good stuff there. And then you can combine it even. I'm Sun in Cancer, but Moon in Cancer, but my Sun is Aquarius. So they say Aquarius are all cold, but Moon in Cancer gives me some heart, some sympathy, some sensitivity, and creativity. So if you want to go ahead and read that, why don't you go ahead and do that, dear? This is how the tarot cards correspond to the zodiac, of course. Scorpio is death. Libra is literally the scales right there. The Leo has the lion right there. Capricorn, of course, is Satan. Yeah, Capricorn is the devil, the Baphomet goat devil, like I've been saying constantly. You see it everywhere. If you have too much Capricorn, you're either really cold or you're just a fucking puppet for Satan and you want money and fame and will do anything for it. Aquarius, of course, is the star, the sign of astrology, which is what we're talking about right now. And it's a man bearing water. The Gemini is the two lovers, of course. It just goes on and on. And then, of course, you see in the original 1611 KJV Bible, it shows the four fixed signs of Ezekiel 1. And the cup confirms it's astrotheological right here. You see the cup? The man bearing a pitcher of water in Luke 22:10 when Jesus is talking about that. All the four apostles represent the four fixed signs of the zodiac, y'all. So it's deeply astrological. It's not a coincidence. Here we go again. In the ancient times, the Scorpio was the eagle, man is the Aquarius, Taurus is the bull, Leo is the lion. And this is from the 6th century. Okay, y'all? This is a 6th century synagogue, and they have astrological symbols on it. And it wasn't until recently that the Judeo-Christianity rejected astrology and called it paganism. Okay? This is a new thing. Kind of like weed not even being illegal for 100 years. It was outlawed in 1937. We think, it's been like that forever, No, it hasn't. This stuff is very recent, and our skepticism is very new. I did some Nietzsche AI art, see what would happen. Then I did some scary Shakespeare demons, just to see what it would look like. And I did like 1500 style Shakespeare play, horror, actor, stage, blah, blah, blah. Liberal. Let's talk about sex all day, every day. Sex, gender, what's your pronouns, what's under your pants. Same liberal. Who cares if men are in the girls' restroom or women breastfeed in public? Stop thinking of sex all day. You gotta pick one, guys. You're obsessed with sex, but then you say, well, don't be a perv if there's something sexual happening and you're a predator. You know? Think about it. We'll go into that one right after this one. Black metal. We're the ultimate example of evil and we hate Christianity. Also black metal. Christianity is the most evil religion in the world. So if it's so evil and you like being evil, why aren't you a Christian? Okay? And you and I know Christianity is not evil. The church is evil. The Catholic Church murdered millions, maybe billions. But Jesus said, turn the other cheek. So it's kind of hard to fight a war for Jesus when he said, love your enemy. Okay, the Catholic Church is evil. And that's what these black metal atheist pagans are mainly referring to. I just want them to understand their hypocrisy. Now let's get real deep for a second. What is the oldest mythological, well, besides Gilgamesh, what's the oldest mythological thing? It's Egyptian mythology, right? And what is the tale of Osiris? Osiris married Nefertiti, Isis. Osiris was with Isis, and then Osiris's evil brother killed Osiris and chopped his body up, and then married Isis. So it's all about the evil uncle killing the king and taking the throne. And then what did Isis do? She gathered all of Osiris's body parts. They're like in sections. She had to put them together, and then he resurrected. So yeah, it has Christian undertones. But now let's tie it into Hamlet and the Bible and even Blade Runner. Jesus, the Son, is overshadowed by the evil Yahweh. When he knows he is the truth, it's almost like Yahweh is playing the evil uncle, taking over the throne, pretending he is God. Throughout the whole Old Testament, he's pretending he's God. And Jesus came and was like, hey, you're not God. I say turn the other cheek. You said eye for an eye. You're not my father. Christians still have a hard time wrapping their minds around that concept, but it's true. So Jesus is almost like Osiris. Or Jesus represents the real God who was taken down, and Yahweh was throned instead. And then what did Jesus do? He came back and he was resurrected just like Isis was. Okay? The bride of Christ is Isis, and Jesus is Osiris. It's trippy. I'm not saying the Bible stole from that. I'm saying there's a universal story, and the Bible's the most specific example of this ancient tale that's been going on. The Gnostics say the archons are evil and rule the world. Well, Jesus was about calling out the evil that ruled the world. So if Jesus was the first to give truth, does that mean God wasn't even known until 33 AD? Like 10,000 years of paganism, they're all screwed? Maybe that's why we were reincarnated in this time, so we could have a chance to see Jesus or believe Jesus. Because if we were reincarnated back then, we didn't know God yet, so God's giving us one last chance before the end time. Maybe. Anyway, I'm ranting. Just as my horoscope said. Bounces from idea to idea. Okay, now let's go to Hamlet. Okay, the son Hamlet is overshadowed by his evil uncle, who killed his father and took the throne. And when Hamlet knows he should have the power, he's the rightful heir to the throne, just like Jesus. He's the rightful heir, not Yahweh. Same as Hamlet. And Shakespeare, Francis Bacon, knows this. Okay? So it's interesting how the most famous play just happens to parallel the most famous story of all time, Jesus. Okay, and lastly, let's get into Blade Runner. Roy Batty, played by Rutger Hauer. Once again, the son, the replicant, is overshadowed by his so-called creator. Okay, and then he kills him because the son knows he's superior than the creator. So again, I think Blade Runner is tying into that theme as well. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Just had some Chipotle. But yeah, so that's just a couple things I wanted to point out to you guys. And I don't want everyone to, take Trump too seriously because he is just an actor, okay? All the world's a stage, okay? Once you realize that and you realize the players and their purpose, then is when we're going to start waking up, okay? Don't have pleasure in the lie. And here, we'll just go to that real quick. KJV, 2 Thessalonians 2:11. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. And for this cause, God shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth and had pleasure in unrighteousness. So if you have pleasure in this world like that, and if you have pleasure in this one big satanic lie that we're surrounded by, then you're damned. If you know there's a deception and you know there's a matrix you have to wake up from, then you may have a chance. But I'm going to send the whole world a strong delusion. And not only that, Revelation 17:17, stupid ad, God hath put in his heart, God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and agree and give the kingdoms unto the beast, unto these satanic Freemasons, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. So this whole entire world is a test until God wipes it clean. Okay? All right? So God sends the delusion and he allows the beast to run the kingdom. And you think there's some great revival coming? No. When God's word is fulfilled, the earth is cracked. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. But blessed are those who are in heaven. So the earth is screwed. It's all about your soul. I'm sorry to, bum you out, but I'm tired of living in this lie, and I want y'all to escape it with me. Let's do it, guys. Okay. Bye-bye.